Hey guys, so on to the next lesson. It's been a few days since the last video recording, but I now want to maybe reiterate some of the price action principles that have played out since then. So it's September the 30th, and we've seen a lot go on in the market. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to point out some key candlestick formations and factors to actually focus on going forward that align with the material that I've expressed so far. This video is the first and foremost video which is the primary element into the next intraday topics of the hourly and the 15-minute time frames and how to combine them going forward. So I'm gonna come back to the Euro GBP chart. This is just random chart. It doesn't matter about the currency pair. I've just turned the colors on over here just so I can relate. If I go back to GBP USD, just to express what actually happened in the last few days. So Friday we've seen a topple down. On the last video I said that we could now retest this 4-hour region and then go lower. And if you look at the price action, how it's actually come back into, upon a break, look at the retest, look at the perfection of the two bodies here, and then the bearish engulfing formation has dragged price back down, and then we've gradually sunk into the next daily level, which we did together. Plot that onto the chart so we understand why and how the market could potentially react there. And if you look at current price action here, around 1.2287, we're having an issue at this zone in this level. So again, I'm just trying to show you, well, I am showing you the key points and precision on the web that I've put together on dailies, 4 hours, exactly where to plot certain elements and factors so we can actually base trades from these confidently. If I just tile and go into the hourly just so we can see this price action right here, when we do smash back into this region, I copied and pasted the level over here on the hourly. Look what we can see. So the market comes for a nice retest and then we drop straight off. Okay, from there onwards we're making clear little prominent lower swing highs, then we make the new low and then we rebound back to the upside. Over here that's translated in a manner of consolidation, and now more or less what I've done this morning is plotted one of the, again I'll explain all of this in the next few videos, but I've took the base low of the Friday and then I've just trailed that across right at the wick there, and then what I'm expecting now before, okay, so if we look at the daily on GBP USD at the moment, we smashed into that region. We need now maybe to pull back. If we look at the weekly as well, the weekly is heavy bearish. We can come and break this zone, which I am expecting, and then we can come into the lower levels. So with that being said, what I'm now looking for on this is I don't want to get caught straight short here, because as you can see, what we've seen is the price came through and it's this little bullish engulfing formation has in fact brought price off lows, but we didn't actually test the lows or even break the lows. So as long as we're above this area on the intraday time frame, we can actually run into a quick pullback perhaps, okay, of that level once more, and then we can sink into new territory lows to fall in alignment with the weekly bearish formation and also the daily. So we're more or less resting here. I did explain to you guys that we are looking for a new weekly low to be made and the weekly cycle to be completed. So that weekly cycle was completed once we tapped into the 4-hourly. So you can see the precision here and then also here. The way I've taught you how to layer your key areas and key zones onto the chart is a very sophisticated method in which we're actually focusing on market clarity and exactly where price points are. And again, it took me so long to get to this particular stage in particular, but for you guys, when you are plotting these levels on your own, the more you follow this structure and this routine and these principles, your intuition will grow in order for you to see exactly where there and then and at an early point where to place these on the charts, and then we can always be one step ahead. Okay, so GU, we came through, that cycle's more or less done. GBP AUD, if we look at this 4-hourly chart as well, similar price action. Remember guys, when we were around here and I said, okay, cool, we are looking at, well, I took that level off for some reason, but that 4-hour level was broken. We broke through, we retested, we stayed back below. I'm focusing on the pure price. The next target was 8,200. And look at where we are. Look at what was hit, 8,200 there where the crosshair is. We dove straight back into that. If you see this area, we also have similar confluence to where this period is here, and also the daily. So we smashed into that region, we came back up. We pulled back up, we gapped down, we gapped up right here on Sunday evening. Wicks to the downside, wicks to the downside, and then PA popped back above these areas. Today it has been a little bit messy and noisy on the GBP chart, in the GBP in particular. But what we can see now, 1, 2, 3 wicks. The price, look at the pure price. The price is above zone, and then daily level. So what I'm expecting now, even though we do have a little bit of mess on the current daily chart. Let's look at the previous week closure. Previous week closure on GA, we slammed all the way back into this level, but we are more or less figuring out, if I put my crosshair here, 1.8250, we spiked into that region, and we now need to figure out where PA is going to go next. Pound pairs can sink. Again, it is very, very tricky to provide a solid bias on the higher time frames. Even the daily at the moment, it's not really making too much sense. But you know, this move which was captured was 140, 150 pips, which is great overall. And now what we're waiting for is next direction. So let me tile up and pull up the hourly time frame over here. So I've just translated a few lines across. Today's PA, we shot all the way into this region, but look at the sheer accuracy of shooting into that zone there, the 4 hourly, because this is a new one which I only spotted early hours of this morning, which was created and provided for us on the Friday. So I've seen that, and I know exactly where today's PA has run into. Price action has run into that level, pulled sharply off it, and again, there's opportunity right here. There's opportunity right here for shorts. Shorts came through. The market came back once and twice over here on the 4-hour time frame, and we've dipped back below this region. If I was to just copy and paste and translate that over here, look what we can see now. We've dipped back into buy territory. We've reacted to this region to the absolute T. Again, lots of wick price action there as well. And now what I'm looking at on this pair is similarly to GBP USD. We could maybe pull up before we could go lower. It is a hard one to point a clear directional bias on overall, if I just place that there. So go from the lows across 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap-ish. This area is a key point of intraday support, which needs to be broken and taken out for the market to then go into new level downside territory, which would be over here. This is the weekly line. Remember when we placed the weekly 1.8097, 1.8100, which is 119 pips away from current market price. But I'm now waiting for, because GA on the whole, even when the price action was over here, it was relatively difficult to get a solid bias and directional format on because of the mess. But again, if we stand back and read the price action, a slow pace, and again, don't try to get into too many trades at once, and don't try to overthink things. It will come eventually. The market will come in our favor eventually. So at the moment, I'm looking for a pullback before maybe going short again. I prefer GBP USD price action here. It's a lot cleaner coming off the daily lows. The cycle has been completed last week, towards the end of last week. We can then pull up to the upside. Whereas GA could potentially come back down and then go back to the upside. So here there's not too much clarity. What I would look for is, now it is 15 minutes to 10, so now 13 minutes basically. We have 13 minutes until the 4-hour candle is complete. That 4-hour candle giving us 1, 2, 3 wicks. It's now back above the zone, and it's also spiked into the daily area. And we can see here there's a supportive area right there, which we can just take recognition of with the crosshair tool, and then we can now potentially wait for the upside momentum to continue. So I'm going to more or less see how the day performs and see how this is looking in the morning. Does price alleviate and stay above this area for us to actually maybe look for a solid trade? So that's a 15-minute. If we're going to the hourly, sorry, this is how the hourly time frame is looking. Dip below, that bullish engulfing back to the upside, 1 spike, 2 spikes. So we can now start to blow out the top and take out level 1, level 2, level 3, maybe even come all the way up to level 4, 400 there to take out stops, and then you know, maybe make a double top there. we have to take every step as it comes with these certain pairs. So the pound pairs, great. Let's move on to gold. Gold, last week, what did I say? We had the meltdown. Let's look at the 4 hourly. We had the trade set of the meltdown, and look at how we reacted here again at the 4 hour level. Boom, 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 boom. Down, down again. Once we broke this structure on the 4 hourly, we came back up into 1500, but then we were whipped back down. Going into price action, we came here, spiked back through, stayed below, and then we melted today. I had a 250 pip move off gold because I looked at the weekly as well. Look at the weekly. The week dragged PA all the way back down from the highs, and I was expecting this to occur. Maybe even we can go lower than that. But the daily as well. On Friday, we spiked into the region. Money was taken here, you can tell by the spike. However, price remained below the daily, spiked above, through it, closed back below, and the momentum continued to fall. So far so good. Next downside target for me on gold is going to be 1444. 1444, and then we can see over here on the hourly where price came through, okay, come back into the region and then melted straight off that. So from 1486, 1487 into current lows, that was a good move. So what I'm now looking for and expecting is further downside. Gold's just hanging off a cliff right now. It's in no man's land. Look at the 4 hourly. We could maybe, we broke 4 hourly region, and we broke, as you can see there, the horizontal line, which was our weekly one, which we plotted together, and then we have a weekly here and daily there too. So let's see how this one performs, but at the moment it's sliding off a cliff. I marked on this area, which was before any of this happened. Market open last night. We were above that, took the low across there, 1, 2, and 3. Again, you're going to learn this stuff in the next few videos. But we broke that region of hourly support, came below it, and then we would just sink. So there was multiple setups that we could have taken there. But again, hopefully by now your mind is starting to be opened up to the synchronization of the higher time frames over here. What exactly we've done, going for the high time frame bias, but pinpointing entries on the 15-minute and the hourly too. So I just want to go over quickly the main candlestick formations to look for. I don't want to take too long on this video, but right, so Euro GBP 4 hourly, main ones to look for, right, shooting star, okay. I'll put it in color over here so you guys can understand, but you're going to see many shooting star formations, and just imagine this is black. With training, dependent on your market experience, you're going to be able to actually spot this in real time, fast, and execute from that. Shooting star comes through off one of the levels and your bias is correct. You want to take the trade after the shooting star and put the stop loss 3 to 5 pips above the other end. Okay, so shooting star is one of the main ones we're going to go for. We also have bearish engulfing formation. This can be classed as 1-2, but this is more or less a standardized bearish engulfing formation where price rallies into a region and then the price is whipped back down. Okay, same thing after the bearish engulfing. Take that position and keep your stop 3 to 5 pips above. Over here we have a bearish engulfing as well. It's engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previous candles. So it's dependent on the session that we're in and what range and blah 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 we're going to actually take out. Look at this as a whole. It can take out multiple candles before. And now what I'm looking for on this pair in particular, if I take away this 4 hour body level, is now we've whipped back down from the highs. Looking at, let me just zoom in there. We've just come off 0.8900. Okay, translating all over here again, and now I'm looking for price to come into these lows and beyond. I'm not an avid lover of Euro GBP overall, to tell you the truth, so I don't really know where this is going recently, or I could analyze it, but I'm not too interested in it. But over here, if you look at the monthly time frame, shooting star there too, bearish engulfing there too, and now we're getting follow through. So you can use the candlestick analysis and framework on every single time frame, but I'm just going to give you guys an insight as to what we're more or less looking for. We have the 3-pin formation, which I've already done a clear video about, and you guys should know how to execute from that. And then lastly is the inside bar. So inside bar formation, I can find, there's one here. I will be doing more videos on that and highlighting more inside bar setups. It takes 2 candles, so we have top candle, okay, you can see the wick at the top there, and then you can see the body. Obviously, most candles will have a wick, but the body is fine. So you have this candle, this is the first one, the second one is inside. This is best on the daily and the 4-hour time frames, and I would always just zoom down, because what we see and what's more or less going on is the market's consolidating within the previous high and low. It might be a previous day or it might be the previous 4-hour, and it's waiting for a breakout. So coming into the lower time frame, so I've got the translated small area drawn on there, then boom, we have the bearish engulfing that's closed back below it. That's the entry that more or less we're looking for. So with the inside bar, it's a great one to always, jot it down, put it on your notepad, stick it to your fucking laptop, whatever it may be. So always look for these and train your mind to see these setups and understand what's happening, and then we can jump on board with the breakout. So I just wanted to introduce those to you. So like 3 or 4 candlestick formations, which are pretty decent. Obviously the spikes and stuff as well. Here for instance, I'll be translating how to enter and how to find those in later videos. So I just wanted to more or less jump in, show you guys what's happening in the market, that our calls all did come through, and hopefully by now you are getting to grips with my style of trading and analysis. So let's go on to the next video and continue tracking the market throughout the rest of the week.